Hello, everyone, and welcome to, well, it's a new chapter again, and we're presenting our first ever United Agenda show. So welcome, guys, and can we welcome Mr. B? Welcome, as always.
How you doing?
H, welcome back. Long time no see. It look like you've been hiding, mate. We've been hiding.
Getting a tan.
Getting a tan. It's so with the cold, isn't it? Jesus. And guys, as always, welcome back, Stratford Post as well. Thank you for coming back and joining us. Evelyn, welcome.
You,
Pleasure having you back on the show.
Good to be
How
back.
are you doing? How are you doing? Busy, man?
Keeping busy. Just keeping the material coming. Just keep it consistent and keep working during this lockdown. It's all I can do at the moment. Can't do anything else. Can't travel. So why not? It's a good opportunity just to work, really.
Yeah, 100%. And listen, you're doing great things out there. I've been watching you, seeing what you've been doing.
Thanks.
And you know what? We're a new channel, and we need to learn a few bits and pieces off you to go the direction that you're going in as well. So, listen.
We all learn from each other, man. I learn from you. You learn from me. We all pick up things, man. That's how
100%, 100%. And listen, again, I really appreciate all the support you've been giving us as well. Absolutely amazing.
Same. Vice versa, man.
Appreciate it. So, let's go through, guys. So we're previewing the Granada Manchester United game. A game in this round. No game's easy at all, but we're Manchester United, and anything can happen in this game. So let's start off first with a couple of injury crises. So to talk about players not going to be available, then what we're going to then do is we will then go through the squad, and then we'll then ask the question, who you believe will feature, who you don't believe won't feature. Do you think it's a good squad I've picked, or do you think it's a terrible? By the laugh, what you guys did earlier, it's a terrible squad I've picked for the game. So let's start off then. So tomorrow, I believe Martial, that's it for the rest of the season. He's not coming back. He got injured international, ain't coming back. That's his season. There's possibility he will come back on the 26th for the final, but I can't see really and truly him coming back. So let's start off then with asking Stratford Post a question. Do you think we're going to really and truly miss Martial in these last, say, 10, 11 games?
Yeah, I do think we'll miss him because we ain't really got anyone of that ilk up front apart from Greenwood and someone who could put the ball in the back of the net. I don't think Rashford. We got Rashford, but Rashford is not fit either. I don't think he needs a rest. We're really light up front. We just got Greenwood at the moment and Ahmad as well, probably. So I think we're going to miss him, to be honest with you. I do, I do think we're a bit light in that area anyway, and we need serious investment there because these things are bound to happen in the end. 60 games a season. Do you know what I mean?
And especially playing in the Europa League as well, that's adding more games, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly, yeah. I'm worried about tomorrow, to be honest with you. I know about Granada. I know that they're a defensive side. They like the low block, and we don't like playing against the low block. So it could be a tricky game for us, It could be a tricky game, and I wouldn't be surprised if they give us a good game, and Ole better be up. Players better be up for this game. Ole better be up for this game, otherwise we're going out.
100. And listen, I couldn't agree more with what you said. H, I know you're advocate of Ole, so let's ask you the question. Martial being out tomorrow, could this be massive? And like what Stratford Post has said. Also, Rashford. So Rashford is not fully fit. So Rashford was going to be the next one I was going to talk about. He's not fully fit. So the rumor is he will play some part, but we don't know whether or not he'll start or come on as a sub.
Yeah, I think Martial is a big loss considering the link-up play. Him, Rashford, Greenwood, they've got that understanding. They've been playing for a little while together now. So not having that fluidity in the front three, when you're changing and chopping and changing, it makes a big difference. I think we'll scrape through on the game itself, but I think it will be an interesting one to see. I think Daniel James will probably get a nod, if I'm honest. Greenwood in the middle or Cavani. I don't know the situation with Cavani, how fit he is now. coming back, and that's another situation we've got to think about, because if we're going to have Cavani replacing Martial, we've got to have delivery into Cavani and balls going into him. And like Straight for Post said, if it's a low block they're playing, and we'll be passing the ball side to side for the rest of the game, and we'll be like going like this. Do you know what I mean? So I think it's going to be one of those. But from what I've understood about Granada, they're quite a fluid team. Like, they can change formations quite quickly. They're used to playing in 3s and 4s on the back. So it'll be quite interesting to see what happens. But definitely Martial is a big miss.
100%, and I agree. So let's go to Mr. B now. Mr. B, like what the guys have said with Granada, I've watched them play a few times, and they almost play the same how West Brom play football, like some Aldas play football. But the difference is they can change formation, and they'll start off with that low block, and then all of a sudden, 15, 20 minutes in the game, they'll change formation and go nick a goal, and then go set back to that formation again.
I don't care. It's Granada. Honestly, when the draw came out, who did we all want? Who did we all want? We wanted Granada.
I called them.
Right. They're the worst team. They're the worst team. So I'm under no. I don't expect any form of difficulty in the game tomorrow. Maybe that's me being cocky. Maybe if as long as I'm the cocky one and the players aren't going out there being overconfident, that's fine. But I don't. No, I don't. I don't see them as nothing. I don't. When did they only got promoted last season, or the season before, back up into the Liga?
Their second time in the Liga in their history. Yeah. So
I don't see it being an issue. Honestly, I'm sorry. I don't.
They're sitting at the moment 15th in their league, in their respective league. With them, they've United's last 5 games. We've won 3, drawn 1, lost 1. They've lost 3 and won 2 of their last 5 games. So I'm going to put the team up, guys, and see if you guys can. I'll fly some questions out to you guys once I put the team up. So this is my predicted team for tomorrow. So I've gone with De Gea in goal. Let me remove the banner ticking across. I've gone for De Gea in goal. We've gone for Luke Shaw, Maguire, Lindelof, Wan-Bissaka, Scott and Matic, and Rashford. But again, like we said, I'm not 100% sure if Rashford will start. Bruno Fernandes, who picks himself, and Greenwood, who's come back in a little bit of form, which I'm very happy with. And then you've got Cavani, who I believe had a very poor game on the weekend. So let's start off with Stratford Post. What do you think of this lineup I've presented on here now? Do you think there's any changes you would make?
Well, I would change the centre midfield, because if they got quick midfielders, we're in trouble. That's what I'm saying. Because if you've got Matic and McTominay there, my goodness me, we're not going to get any. We're going to be like the new United logo, side to side. You know what I mean? We're going to be passing side to side. You know what I mean? This is going to be. Oh my God, yeah. It should be enough to beat Granada. That team should be enough. Come on, it should be enough to beat Granada. I am worried about the centre midfield. Matic hasn't played for a while, so
Your last game was against Leicester City, and oh my God,
he was yeah. Oh goodness me! But thank God they're not Leicester City. Granada are nowhere near Leicester City. Hopefully we'll do what we did to Real Sociedad and we get the win. Because Real Sociedad are a better team. So there's no reason why we can't win this game.
Yeah.
But that team. Semi-finals will be a problem. If we played Ajax or something like that in a semi, that team will have issues.
Yeah, let's go before the reasoning, and then we're going to go for individual player. Let's go with H. What changes would you make within that team there?
Personally, with that team, you got to think I definitely agree with Stratford Post there. Like Sal, it's got to be Matic and McTominay have got to be changed. Like literally, I'll bring Carrick back out of the management team and put him in. To be honest with you, his goal's still available out of retirement. Fergie called that card a couple of times. Maybe we need that card coming out. But I think Pogba, he's had a good international break and he was getting form. I'm not too sure why are you not thinking about him? It's still an important game. We've got to go there, get the away goal. So I think Pogba might get a nod ahead of Matic.
And then Mr. B.
Fred's not in it. I'm over the moon. I'm over the moon. I'm with H, actually. I don't know why you haven't got Pogba in the team. I know we've got Spurs on Sunday, but it's a game that we need to win. I know Ollie doesn't make subs, but I would like to think that Pogba will start. But is he going? He's not going to start instead. He doesn't play McTominay and Pogba, so I don't know. I don't think it can be Matic and Pogba, if I'm honesty. My only worry really with that is Rashford. I don't think Rashford should be anywhere near the pitch. He's not fit. He's not fit. You know, bring him over there to maybe think that he might play, but I wouldn't have Rashford starting tomorrow.
No.
Yeah.
I'd rather have Pogba starting than Rashford starting tomorrow.
The reason I went for this team and I picked this team, it's all to do with the Spurs game coming up. I know it's
Ollie doesn't think that far ahead though.
Yeah, I know, but for me, you see, with the Spurs game coming up, with Matic playing, this would be an ideal game for Matic. With playing Matic and Scott, I do understand there's lack of pace. There's no pace whatsoever. Playing Pogba, I'd rather save Pogba for the weekend or bring Pogba on for cameo. And also within that team, after I'd done that team, I thought about it and I thought, why didn't we put Greenwood probably on put Daniel James on the left and then Greenwood on the right? And
why are you going to play Daniel James?
No, play Daniel James on the left.
There's not going to be any space.
No, but take Rashford. Don't play Rashford. Don't play Rashford. Take Rashford out of the team.
Daniel James is shite. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. You know, you
Preaching to the choir, man.
You look at our players and you think we've got good players, good first team players. But I mean, for Daniel James to be a replacement for anybody in our team we've just dropped so low. Anyway, that's another show. Sorry, I don't know where I went with that. Sorry, I went off. Daniel James does that to me, man.
Yeah.
As long as Rashford doesn't start, if he gives him a 20 minutes at the end, fine. But I would rather that he didn't. I'd rather the game was won. And is he ever going to play Ahmad? Is he going to trust him? He's travelled.
Yeah,
but he travels everywhere. He travels everywhere. At the beginning of the season, he was playing under 23 games, training with the first team players. He's playing every week. Now, he's training with the first team, not doing anything he's not playing any football. When is he going to actually get the chance to play? Ronaldo is probably the worst team we're going to be playing. Is he going to get the chance to play in that game? Is Van der Beek going to get the chance to play in that game? No. It's ridiculous. He's going to kill these players.
No. So again, and also Bailly is not. There's speculation going him and Ole is falling out. He's basically in Ivory Coast because he's been tested positive on international duty for COVID. So he's still in Ivory Coast until he gets it all clear to fly back to the UK. And when he comes back to the UK, because they're on the list, he's got to self-isolate for 14 days as well. Again, international duty is international.
Gone in the summer.
Yeah.
He's gone in the summer.
Yep. So, again, one of our best defender. What do you make of? So let's ask you on this here quickly now. Stratford, let's ask the question quickly. There's two things I'm going to point you to, and you tell us what your thoughts and thinking behind it, because I'm proper gutted as a Man United fan, because we've got some players at Man United that need to go, but then it's almost Ole's getting rid of players that we actually has been there for the club, and he's now treating players, I think he's treating them with disrespect. Let's start off with Bailly as a starter. Bailly, been injury pro, yes, but whenever he plays, he very rarely make mistakes. I think he's one of our best defender behind Maguire. But for some reason or another, Ole don't believe in him. Can you elaborate a bit about it? Why do you think Ole doesn't really see him as a defender for United for the future? But then we're looking to go spend 40-50 million on another defender where we don't need to.
Yeah, I totally agree. It's just his injury record. But then you could say the same about Paul. Forgotten his name. Phil Jones.
Phil Jones. Jesus. Where is he?
Yeah, like we got players like Phil Jones just sitting there earning a wage packet for free, just doing nothing, and it's absolute joke, At least when Baye's played, he's done a job for us, and I do agree. I think he's probably our second best defender behind Maguire. We need a player like him, a bit quick, alongside Maguire to complement him. I just think it's a bit sad that it's ended this way. Ole seems to have a habit of falling out of players at the moment, and I know we're talking about Baye, but the way he's treated Van der Beek, it says a lot about him, in my opinion, because he hasn't had a fair shot. And I think Baye, just like Tuanzebe gave a man of the match performance against PSG, then we didn't see him for months.
Here.
Do you know what I mean? So
100%.
I don't understand why, because you can't expect players to go and get into the side after months being out and play like Paolo Maldini. You got, at the end of the day, you got to give him a chance. You got to play him in a run of games, just like he has with McTominay. And McTominay's had bad games for United, very bad games for United. But he continued playing him, just like Daniel James, continue playing him. And he needs to give that same favouritism to other players now. Give other players a shot.
Yeah. And going on to the second one, I want to ask you about, what do you think about this whole thing of he's falling out with De Gea because De Gea's wife, again, quoting, pregnancy wasn't the best, so he flew out to basically support her, but he didn't give his blessing to go to the club, go to see his wife, and then he came back and now he's been dropped and now looking to get rid of him at the club.
This is a bit strange for me because I seem to remember Maguire during the summer, a couple of summers ago, just going off the boil and going absolutely crazy and still getting picked, This is the whole thing about favouritism. I love De Gea. I think he's been a brilliant player for us. He hasn't been himself this last few months, probably a year. He hasn't played well. But, he's been loyal to us. So I'm not going to have a bad word to say about him. I think Ole Gunnar Solskjaer needs to sort out his man management skills, because it seems like with some players, he's their best friend. Other players, he's their worst enemy. And that's the vibe I'm getting off him.
Yeah. So let's go to thank you very much. So let's go to H now. H, obviously De Gea, you've been to Old Trafford so many times, we watch games at Old Trafford. You watch De Gea quite closely as well. For me, if the rumours are true and De Gea go, like, I'm Ole out already. I want to fly a plane. I want to go to Old Trafford and say, Ole, mate, there's a door, and kick him out of the club, because De Gea is our best keeper. No disrespect to Henderson. When I realised Henderson was turning 25 this year, I was like, what? And De Gea is only 30 years old. Like Van der Sar always said, professional goalkeeper do not hit their peak until they hit their 30s. What's your thought process now with this whole situation that's going on at the club with Ole and the best goalkeeper we've got? 4 times as well, player of the season, may I add.
I think a lot of it is media rubbish. You got to remember that if anyone out there who's had a child and going through that process, it's a new phase. It's his first kid, so Ollie's going to be thinking, well, look, if there's problems with your missus, don't matter who you are, you're not going to go to work. You're not going to go to football. You're not going to, you've got other priorities now. He's got other priorities at the moment, which Ollie's given him breathing space for. We're lucky we've got Henderson, who's done a good job as backup. And I think De Gea accepts that now Henderson's back, there's going to be competition for number 1 spot. Whether him and Mata, Herrera, they were all really close. So when Herrera went, there was a bit of that kind of threesome of friend group that kind of disappeared. Mata I don't think Mata will get an extension this year.
I hope not.
I think that's it, isn't it? It's done for Mata in terms of timing. So then next thing you know, De Gea's got less of his mates around. and he might be thinking, well, I could go somewhere else. Let someone else give it a go. So for me, I think a lot of it is media rubbish, because I think Ollie, De Gea would have respected Ollie, like, you know, you were saying, Sal, about him having a bad few months, but he was still getting picked by Ollie. Ollie was still backing him, you know, and that, if you're a player and you're getting backed by your manager, you're going to earn a bit of respect from getting backed by your manager for it. The situation these last few weeks has just meant that, you know, he's had a baby, he's had to take time out. Personally, that's what I think.
Yeah. Mr. B?
Okay, we've all got kids. So, you know, he had to go. He had to go. The media, I agree with H to a certain extent, are probably hyping things up. But then to another, you could look at it another way. There's no smoke without fire. At the end of the day, Ollie doesn't want to have 2 first-choice goalkeepers. So I'm looking at it like this. Ollie's pissing off players that he wants to leave. He makes it easier for them to sell.
Can I interrupt you right there? Sorry. Yeah. He did the same thing with Lukaku as well, remember? He came in and he said to Lukaku, I'm not going to play you. I'm going to play Rashford. But then apparently it was all media. But when Lukaku did his interview, that's what Lukaku came and said. Ole said he was going to play Rashford, not him. That's why he left Man United. He didn't want him.
There you go. Maybe Ollie, maybe he doesn't know another way. So if he gets under their skin now, you know, at the end of the day, Man United need money. Let's be honest. We're only going to spend 60 million. So whatever money we get extra, hopefully, we'll go back into players. You know, so maybe if he's pissing them off, that's a 50 million between the 3 or the 4 that he's got in his head to get rid of, and maybe we'll get it back to buy half of a half decent player.
Not going to happen. You got to think, when we got rid of Lukaku that season, we got rid of Lukaku. I think altogether we made a profit by selling the players in the region of about 140, 150 million, and our net spend was 33 million. That's what our net spend was.
I did
the money
say hope.
ain't going nowhere. The money ain't going nowhere. It's going in their pockets.
I did say hope.
Okay, so let's go to Granada now. They finished second in their group. They had PSV in their group. Who else? They had PSV, who finished top of their group, and then they finished second. Then games they played POS, Panathinaikos. They knocked them out the knockout stage. Napoli out. Napoli is a good team, and they knocked Napoli out. Molde, their old team. But I know, Mr. B, you said you expect us to win, but it's still going to be a tough game.
Don't see it.
Okay, don't see it. Let's go now quickly back on to look at this formation. And I want to get Stratford Post now on his thought process this season on the Brazilian that we call Luke Shaw. How do you think his performance has been this season for, well, club and country? Because he played what? He played 2 games for England, 1.5 game for England, assisted 1 as well, didn't he?
I think, honestly, he's been one of the best left-backs in Europe. And he always had the potential to be one of the best left-backs in Europe until he had his injury. Obviously, it set him back badly, especially the extent of the injury. It was terrible. I'm pleased for him. He's been fantastic. I think Telles has helped. Bringing in Telles has helped him, pushed him on. He can't become complacent because we've got Telles waiting in the wings. I think he's been brilliant. And I ain't got a bad word to say about Luke Shaw this season. He's been probably our best player.
Yeah.
Do you think he should play Telles? Sorry. So do you think he should play Telles tomorrow? Save Shaw for the Tottenham game?
I do. I think Telles is good enough. I think we should play Donny van der Beek, the whole, the players who haven't had much game time, Ahmad. I think they'll do better anyway,
See? So I'm saying, I'm not the only one that's thinking that it should be a full...
Many of us are thinking that, apart from Top Reds. Top Reds think they know.
Yeah. But for me, again, with you guys, and I could agree with you, but for some reason, it's just Ole, and that's the problem. On any other manager in the Premier League, he would have gone with the team, sort of like you say, we would have played probably, right, Rashford wouldn't have started tomorrow in the game. I think Twanzebe should start tomorrow.
Yeah.
Van der Beek should be starting tomorrow. You know, you don't like Daniel James. What Daniel James should be starting tomorrow and leaving those better players for
the big ones
weekend.
out. I agree. I just don't think Ollie's going to go anywhere near anything that we hoped that he would put out.
Yeah. So let's quickly fire, because I want to come back and ask Stratford Post a couple of other questions about a few players as well. So let's go to H now. H, on the show, you part of the show, so you know every week we give plaudits to Luke Shaw, but again, Tellers get a lot of criticism from the United section of United fans, and again, Stratford Post just said it, is a good player. Mr. B, we know he's a good player, but then on social media, you see certain people, they run him all the time, and I don't get the reason why they're out there. It's almost like an agenda against him. So let's go to you, H, first, and ask you, why do you think there's such an agenda against Tellez?
I think we've covered it a couple of times in other shows as well, you know, with Tellez. Just getting that consistency, getting that play going. He's got pace, he's got knowledge about playing football in that space. He's not like a 20-year-old who's just coming through like a young Ahmad and people like that. You know, he's got experience. Playing in the Portuguese league is not an easy league. It's still a tough league, and the team that he was playing for were a good team. So for me, I'm a little bit shocked that, obviously, well, I'm not shocked because Luke's been playing excellently, but I'm a little bit shocked that Tellez hasn't really had a little bit more of a consistent run when like they played the lower games, and even in Europa, there's been a couple of times when he's come on, but Luke's been chosen as well. So I think like save Luke for the Premier League, play Tellez in Europa, personally. And I think anyone who's criticising Tellez, really, we haven't seen enough of him to criticise him, personally.
Yeah, 100% agree. And then
That's what I
Mr.
think.
B, with Tellez, because I think he does what he says on the tin, doesn't he? Because he creates... How many years has it taken Luke Shaw to get past that byline? Years until Tellez come in. The minute Tellez come in, Luke Shaw looks like a complete different player. And Tellez can cross the ball, or maybe get the back post and from a corner, whatever. But he can do everything. It's just like what H says, more about consistency, playing more games.
Yeah, well, so one, you got to think about Luke Shaw's form. Two, Ollie, I'm not sure if it's a trust thing or maybe I don't think it might not be a lack of trust of certain players, but he over trusts a lot of players. As Sal said, he's got a lot of favourites, and whatever they do, it makes no difference how good or how bad they play. They will always start the majority of the games. Do you think that certain players he didn't want to purchase? You know, and then if that's the case, then you as a manager, you've got no balls. You know, you can't be in a job and then, you know, Van der Beek, say now Van der Beek wasn't his player. Don't be stubborn and don't play him. You should have said no in the first place. That's not a player that you want. That's not a player that you need. You've wasted a year of the man's career.
Yeah.
And £3 million in £4 million in Old Trafford wages on a player that you're not going to play.
And it's fans' money as well, isn't it? He don't care because he's getting his new pay package, 10 million a year, isn't he?
You don't think he's earned that?
Who? Ole?
Yeah.
Ole ain't worth a penny. He hasn't earned nothing yet. No way I'm backing Ole. No way. Could you just do these questions for us, please? And then I'm going to then come back on to Stretford Post as well, please. Mr. B, would you mind?
One from Raphael King Charles. Hello, lads. When do we start laughing at the Liverpool result? We're in Europa. You know what? I'm not having a bubble of that. We were in that tournament. We were in the same competition. We are now in a minor competition, and we're mocking Liverpool. I'm not.
But you know what the worst thing about it? Ole got us knocked out of that competition with his dud formation.
I know. Raphael King Charles again. no, we are better without Martial. Disagree.
Nah, Martial
Have to
bringing
disagree.
something different.
He's been inconsistent. Agreed.
Yep.
Well said. I don't know what well said that was about.
I don't
He
care.
don't care.
Okay.
I think this was about, yes. Thank you, Raphael. We should be hammering them. Agreed. Ahmad should play.
Yep, we all agree to that.
He is better than James. From what we hear, but again, what is that? Okay, thank you. Thank you for posting that about Arsenal on our channel. Thanks a lot.
I don't know.
Evening, guys.
All right, Charles.
Van der Beek is a Pogba replacement. How? He doesn't play. Charles, again, good luck. I know he doesn't mean that.
He's an Arsenal fan.
Ronan, need
Welcome
Greenwood
back.
to play as striker and James on the right or Ahmad. So who on the left? Rohan, who on the left? Next one.
Okay, should I go Stratford Post? What do you think there? Who would you play then on the left if that's what he wants? Who would you look at to playing on it?
Oof.
Would you go with James though?
No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't. I mean, you're asking James to play against a low block. It's like he's just going to be running into walls.
Van der Beek.
He's got no technical ability. He's got no technical. He's one of them players I used to see down at the Leyton Orient. You know, just run, kick and run. You know, if you, like, let's ask a serious question. Let's bring up. I don't want to pick on him, but let's bring up like some player like Aaron Lennon, who used to play for Tottenham. Who's better?
Aaron Lennon.
Exactly. Would Aaron Lennon get in that Man United side? He wouldn't, would he?
He wouldn't, no.
There you go.
But then we got
He's a
someone.
I like that one. I like that one. I like that one.
That was good. That was good.
I like that one.
Yeah. It's the same thing. When you look at Theo at Everton, would he get in the Man United team? The answer is no, but Theo is better than him.
Yeah. Yeah. So is Iwobi.
There you go. But we won't tell Arsenal fans that.
Yeah.
Okay, the next one.
Charles, you lot can laugh, but you laughed when we lost 3-1 to Barcelona, and look how that turned out.
I'm not laughing, Charles, yet.
I'm not laughing. Martial is class. It's gone wrong for him at United, like the lad at Hammers.
Yeah, Lingard. Okay, Stratford Post. Would you take Lingard back at Man United?
In replacement for Daniel James, yeah.
Yeah, 100%. Hold on. Did we speak about this the other day on the show about playing him on the right side?
I prefer him to Daniel James, but I mean, I would obviously sell him. If we're looking to win the league, I would sell him, but I would sell Daniel James as well.
Yeah.
I'll start again in that position because I don't think they're going to do us anything. I don't think Daniel James is a poor man's Luke Chadwick. You know,
Luke Chadwick was better.
He's Luke Chadwick with a haircut in the face. You know? I mean, that's all it is.
Oh.
You know, I'm going in on him a little bit, but I don't think he's right for Man United. I mean, he gets a lot of sympathy, and he's another favourite of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer.
Again, yes, and you're right. You're 100% right with that. I could not. You know what I mean? I don't understand.
But don't you think though? Just to interrupt. Don't you think though he's being chosen because he hasn't got no confidence in the other options that are there? There's no other options. If we've
there
got
is options.
Injuries,
there's options. There's loads of options.
Who are you going to play? Ahmad.
I reckon. Yeah, Ahmed. Yeah, we just spent.
I'm giving Ahmad for example. He had like 2 starts for Atlanta, played in under 23s. Like Daniel James has got a little bit more experience and more consistency.
Hamid came.
No, I'm just saying, like if you're looking at it from a management point of view.
Well, all right then. They're tipping Hamid, to be better than Jordan Sancho. So if you're tipping this player to be better than him, and you're getting all these people in world football is coming out asking the question why Ole is not playing him. You got to then sit there and question the manager why the manager isn't playing him, but then playing someone who runs head down into people. You know, you got to sit there and you got to question the manager. And every single show I do, I'll question the manager because I just believe he's taken United as far as he can. Round of applause for him. Move on now. Get someone in who's better, who can manage the club and take the club to the next level, rather than being Friends United. It is Friends United. Come on, man.
I think
Nicky
quality's gone down. Quality's gone down, though, hasn't it? When you think
Of course
players
it has.
who
His
used to play for
standards
Tottenham.
dropped.
Look at David Ginola, used to play for Tottenham. Which quality's gone so down. It's unbelievable. Especially as a club like United, we should have the best in that position. We're known for our wingers. We're known worldwide known for our wingers.
Yeah.
It's been like 7 years, though, isn't it? It's been 7 years since we ain't had a right winger.
Yeah, proper right winger. We haven't. Well, we had Depay at Memphis, didn't we?
Yeah, he didn't play him on the right. He didn't even play him on the right, did he?
He didn't play him on the right, played him on the left. Nani was probably our best right winger that we've had. Period, since before.
We had Di Maria to play there as well. We had players. We just didn't give him a chance. Di Maria weren't happy, so I can't blame him.
Yeah, you can't blame him. Yeah.
Ashley Young sorted that, didn't he?
Again, the quality, the level of class dropped. The level of class dropped.
That celebration, mate. Bang.
Jesus, the level. Okay, so let's 2 more questions, and then we're going to go on to a couple other bits I want to talk about before we wrap up.
That one for Rohan there, I saw it, mate. He would play Donny on the left wing. I would accept that. I
think that's a great shout.
I would accept that.
Yeah.
That's why
Stretford Post, what do you reckon? Donny on the left?
100%, because these type of players, these new breed sort of players, they play in any position. And I've seen him play there for Ajax. I mean, my favourite position for Donny van der Beek is number 6, but he won't play him there anyway. So, play him on the left, play him. I mean, he's
just get him on the pitch.
He's technically more gifted, than Daniel James. Daniel James wouldn't get into that Holland side.
Of course he wouldn't.
Daniel James wouldn't get into that Atalanta side either.
There you go.
There's a lot of our players who wouldn't get into a lot of. I don't know why I don't understand
Burnley.
why we've got
Some of them wouldn't even get in the Burnley team.
Oh, don't.
West Ham got their midfield.
Yeah, exactly. So let's go through some of these quickly, and then I want to go on to the last subject I want to hit on is Cavani. That's the last one I want to hit on, and then our prediction. So that one.
Rohan again. Rohan. Cavani needs crosses in the box. He has no link-up play with the forward. He's the final piece. He's the final piece in the jigsaw. So he's not a link man. He's a goal getter, and that's what he wants to be.
Okay, so let's go to after, and then we wrap it up. Okay, let's go to the next phase now. Is Stretford Post. Let's talk about Cavani. Rumours are he is not happy at Man United, and he wants to go back to Boca Juniors, I believe. But Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is trying to convince him to stay at Manchester United and give him a new contract. He's on 200,000 at the moment, and the new bumper contract will take him to about 275 to 280 at 34. Now he's going to turn 35. Do you believe by getting him to sign a new contract is stifling the likes of Greenwood and Martial at Manchester United?
I'm more worried about Man City picking up Haaland, and we're sticking with Cavani. Cavani's gone. He's finished. Cavani's finished. He's old. We can't keep relying on these type of players to get us through. Yes, they got experience, but you can keep these players if you're going to buy another striker on top of that. And I agree. I think Greenwood's a number 9, and he should be playing at number 9. And I do think players like Cavani and Rashford are stifling Greenwood's development, because I think he's our best striker, to be honest with you. And he needs a chance up front. Number 9 with a few games, a consistent run of games, plus another striker behind him. We should sign, not Cavani. I don't think Cavani can last another year, to be honest.
What other strikers are there, though? That's the problem. When you think about,
I mean, I would get Immobile from Italy. There's players out there, that will get us goals. We just need to do a little bit of scouting like we used to. Because we don't seem to have any scouts anymore. We used to have scouts picking up players from Norway, Solskjaer himself, Cantona for $1 million, and it's just that we seem like we're a bit lazy. We just we go by word of mouth. we're going for elite players. We need to do a little bit of scouting. There's players out there. No one heard of Van Nistelrooy before he came to Man United. Only Alex Ferguson scouted him, and we need to do a bit more scouting out there. There's plenty of players out there. Trust Martinez at Inter Milan. You got a lot of players out there. Why don't go to Holland? There's plenty there too, cheap as well. So as well, that other guy as well. What's his name? Plays for Lyon. Him as well. You got him. Can come and do a job. But I don't want Cavani. Not again. He's too slow for me.
You think it's only Cavani's pace? You think he's done? I just think there's a lot of things about him that he was world class. He was world class, but he's not world class anymore.
3 years ago, 4 years ago.
Yeah, he's not world class anymore. And the fact that he doesn't want to stay, don't give him more money. Don't offer him more money to stay. He's going to take the money, but then his attitude is going to be exactly the same. Get players who want to play.
Situation.
Yeah, get players who want to play. If he doesn't want to be here, let him go. Let him go. It's just we're just wasting. We're just hemorrhaging money.
And then again, for me, I look at it. Cavani. I like Cavani as he brings something different to the club. He brings something different. But like what Stretford Post just said, and he's so right. Cavani's old. He's finished now. Why isn't Manchester United going out there finding the next big thing? Cristiano Ronaldo, finding players like that.
But we haven't really got the same structure, very similar to what Sal said, it isn't the same structure as what we had before. That's the reason why we're not finding these players, and we're dealing with like Daniel James and two, second-class players that really what we've always been discussing, that we shouldn't have these sort of players at Manchester United. If we're going to go back into the Champions League and go and win it and go and win the league and be a successful club again, we're going to have to invest properly. And I think the whole Cavani situation and these stopgaps, like bought Igalo, played him a couple of times, and then Cavani came in and got pushed back down the pecking order. And I don't think it's the same thing. If you look at a lot of the players, we're back in this transition period again where we're getting rid of some of the older players, and then getting new players back in again.
Yeah.
Like after when Fergie left, there's a big exodus, and we're going to see a similar thing happen again. There's a lot of players that are just sticking around and just earning some money, but they're not delivering, and I think that's the problem. We need players that are going to deliver week in, week out, consistently, but also know how to play football. Not just like you said, Daniel James runs around, but they're the kind of players. If you look, we've got those kind of. Let me just get my head down and get a ball up, and then I'll look for a pass. Oh no, there's no one to pass to. I'll pass it back. We're going to be in this situation a lot of the time. And I think with Cavani, it's going to be, hopefully they'll let him go, invest the money properly, like you said. But I just don't think he's got the players around him. Like when you look at what he was doing at PSG back then, he had balls coming in left, right, from behind, everywhere, and that was obvious, And that's what he does. He plays on that 6 yard inside the box, finish. But we can't even get it in the box. Probably.
So I'm gonna ask the last question to Stratford Post, and then we're gonna answer the question. We're gonna do our prediction score. So with Martial's not been performing well this season. We don't know the reason why, but I can probably tell you the reason why. I believe when we got Sanchez from Arsenal, they took away his shirt number and then played him on that left-hand side all the time. Then all of a sudden, Cavani come in the team now, and all of a sudden, it's almost like they're benching him again. As a player, what does that bring confidence to the player? And do you believe that's the reason why he's performing the way he's performing this season for the club? Because it's almost like when Sanchez left the club, it's almost he performed better. All of a sudden, Cavani come in now, and he's gone down again, downhill.
Yeah, I mean, you got to remember they're human beings at the end of the day, and if you're doing the job for Man United, which Martial has for many years, He's been at Man United. He's done a job, and he's saved us many times. He's been moved from left wing to centre, to left back, to centre forward. He's done a job, you know. And I just feel like it's a story of our manager. To be honest with you, you know, if that was you, what would you do? You'll be upset. You'll be pissed off. You know, sorry to use that much. You know what I mean? It's just that, you know, I feel like we're doing the same with Donny van der Beek, where, you know, the way we're treating players. The great thing about Alex Ferguson, he could adjust to different personalities, and he looked after all his players. Even if they were on the bench, he looked after them, you know, and he gave them a fair shot. Even when Cristiano Ronaldo was known as a one-trick pony, he still played Cristiano Ronaldo, you know, and he gave him his opportunities, and he balanced the team better. But when you're just taking out players, even though they're performing, then bringing them in, then taking them out, then bringing them in. And it's going to be the same with Greenwood. It's going to be the same with Rashford. They're never going to be consistent. They're never going to develop, you know, in my opinion. And I feel like if we're going to do that, we might as well sell him and cash in, because and buy Haaland, because if Haaland goes to Man City,
the season's finished.
Yeah, Aguero
season?
We're going to have an Aguero situation where we could have got Aguero as well. You know, we're going to have an Aguero situation where he's going to just finish it off. If they get Grealish and Haaland, we might as well pack up and leave it, because we're not going to do anything next season apart from second place. The best loser, my add, yeah. So,
And you got to remember as well, you got to also remember that Kevin De Bruyne only just signed a new contract extension as well today.
there you go. They got plans. You know, they get things. They get their job. They get their business sorted, don't they? You know.
Yeah. So, guys, before we...
Cavani.
It's not even funny. It's embarrassing for our size club at Manchester United, meant to be the biggest club in world football, and we're begging a 34, turning 35-year-old for a new, you know what I mean, to stay. Please stay, because
don't beg him. Don't beg him. Let him piss off.
Man United.
Yeah.
Man United.
So, and it's the same thing. What upset me the most as well, it's like when you look at Ferguson with Beckham, Ferguson didn't beg Beckham to sack Man United. When Beckham said he wanted to go, Ferguson said, all right, then see you later. We'll replace you.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, and Beckham was world class.
Let's be honest, what's Cavani won in his career?
There you go.
French.
Farmers League.
Few Farmers
League, and that's it.
Napoli, that's it. You know, he probably won the league title. I think he won the league title or something, but that's about it. You know, he can't be talking. You know, he wants to win big things. That's what he said. He's never won a big thing.
There you go. We go on and win Europa League, and then that might be the biggest thing he's won.
Yeah, exactly.
And even for me, as Man United, I'll still be upset at winning that. I'll celebrate it, but I'll be upset at it.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, I love two drinks.
Liverpool destroyed Leipzig.
Pardon?
You know? Liverpool destroyed Leipzig. We lost to a team are getting relegated in Turkey. You know, Istanbul Başakşehir.
Yeah.
We lost to them, and they're like 17th place in Turkey. So
just says it all, doesn't it? Says it all. Okay, so let's read up the last few questions for us, please, Mr. B.
Charles, he shouldn't come back. He should stay at the Hammers. I agreed. I think we should take the money. I think we should cash in. Daniel, this is Charles again. Daniel James was a deal where Giggs got a kickback. Charles again. Ollie's scared to lose, so he doesn't have faith in a lot of the players. Agreed. Do you guys think you have improved from last season?
Let's start with H on this. Go on, H. Let's do this one quickly. Do you think we've improved from last season? Just a quick 30-second.
I think there's been improvements. Defensive line, midfield's been a lot better. And if we didn't have the injuries, then I think we would have been quite happily top. You know, we made the mistakes. Ollie made some mistakes with some of the squads and things. So I think we've done all right. Finishing second's an improvement, apparently.
Yeah. Are you taking the mickey? I know you are.
A title challenge, 1 week title challenge. Yeah, so we're out of it the next week.
Yeah. So quick one as well. It's do you again? I'm going to ask the same question because I honestly, with that comment, I honestly don't see an improvement all I see is Liverpool had tons of injury. Man City had a bad start to the beginning of the season. Arsenal is just going through diarrhea problems at the moment. Spurs is having issue with Mourinho. But I can't see the improvement. I don't see where the improvement is. Can you see any improvement at all? And I'm not even trying to be negative about it. I'm trying to be as positive as possible.
No, you're not, are you, Solo?
I can't see no improvement. Come on, man.
Improvements
There's a few.
Improvements trophy. Europa League. Wins the Europa League. Then you can say it's an improvement and top 4. Then you can say, yeah, it's improved. If not, then no. You know.
Okay, Mr. B, come on.
I agree.
You're borderline.
I agree with that 100%. We need to win something this season. I'm sick of getting to semi-finals and man killing my WhatsApp. I'm sick of it. Make a final so I can shut man up, and then win the final so we can shut up a lot more people. You know what I mean? No, we need to win. We need to win. It's right. Second to Man City. Oh wow, we know why we're where we are. Let's not get it twisted. Van Dijk getting injured is killed Liverpool. Jose going to Tottenham has made me love Tottenham. Arsenal are on a decline that I don't think they're going to be coming back from anytime soon. So you're looking at Leicester and you're looking at Chelsea. So have we improved? Not much. Get us the trophy at the end of the season, and then that's improvement. Agree 100% with Sal right there.
And then we can talk. Last few comments now, guys, and then we'll do the prediction.
Bossman James, evening lads.
Evening, boss.
Yeah, I was gonna say something. What I won't say it. Rowan, Depay is a free agent this summer. He's going to Barcelona.
He's going to Barcelona already.
United should. Oh, that must be should not. Yeah, that must be should not. Any contracts to Mata and Cavani this summer.
Agree. Totally agree with that. So
We
guys,
love you, Mata, though. We love you, Mata.
I love Mata. I love Mata. You know what, though? For me, if Mata was at Man City, he'd be starting every game.
No, he wouldn't. He wouldn't still be at Man City. How old is Mata?
About 33.
So what are you talking about, bruv?
Technical.
Come on, man.
Technical.
Where's he gonna play him? Centre back.
Nah, you'll play him. Guardiola will use him.
Nah, man. Mata's done out here, man.
So let's go first things first, and let's start asking. Let's go H first. What's your prediction score?
I think it would be 2-1.
2-1.
Yeah.
And let's go to. We'll ask our special guest last. Let's go to Mr. B.
3-0.
3-0. Mata is 33. And then go to Stratford Post. What's your prediction?
I think we're going to be a tight game. We'll leave it to about 60 minutes. We'll get the first and second be 2-0.
Oh, wow. He does what I normally do. I was going to say 1-1 up until about the 70th minute, and about on the 80th minute, we'll sneak a goal in. Maybe a penalty.
You really think we're going to struggle against them?
Yeah.
I don't know. I just don't see it.
They played Real Madrid off the park this season, man. They know what they're doing.
Yeah, they're good. They're not bad outfit.
Am I going to be embarrassed on it tomorrow?
I hope you.
You'll be all right.
No, we're going to win 2-0.
We'll win, but it'll be a tight game. We'll win.
Mr. B, don't worry about it, man. We're going to win, man. Let's not
got your back, Mr. B. We got your back.
The final, mate.
Yeah, we got you back, so we'll get it.
Break their hearts.
Arsenal going out.
We lose.
Yeah.
Oh, don't.
Would that be their first European trophy, wouldn't it?
Listen,
they've won something already. They won it.
We haven't even played the game, and you are talking about us. Don't get me sick on here. Don't get me sick on here.
No, I'm not waiting. I'm taking one game at a time. I want to get past the semis first.
Yeah. You sound like Ollie. You sound like Ollie, Solo. You sound like Ollie.
Okay. Rohan, 2-0 United.
2-0 United.
Yeah.
Go on, man.
Guys, it's absolutely been a pleasure for tonight. And that was a preview show. Granada versus Manchester United. Hopefully, fingers crossed, guys, we'll be back on here celebrating a 2-1 victory tomorrow, or maybe a 2-0 victory.
3-0.
And it's not going to be a 1-0. It's not 3-0. Okay, 3-0. We'll take the 3-0. But as always, thank you very much, Mr. B. for joining us. H, pleasure as always. And thank you very much. Oh, there's more comments coming through. Thank you very much to Stratford Post. As always, thank you very much for your support
Thanks,
and everything.
Thanks for having me.
A special shout out to Rowan this evening, mate.
Yeah.
You did us proud with your keyboard, man. Bless you, bro.
Good work, lad.
Cheers,
Great
man.
show, guys. Thank you. But guys, it's absolutely a pleasure, and thank you very much. And guys, join us tomorrow night again when we'll be doing the reaction show. It's either going to be
3-0.
trolling or we'll be celebrating. But
3-0.
guys, this has been fantastic tonight. Absolutely enjoyed the show, guys. Lots of energy, lots of good contents, and really appreciate it. And remember, guys, if you're subscribing to FTB page, remember we're giving you away a free football shirt with your name and number on the back of it once we hit the 500 mark. And this is the United Agenda show signing out. Thanks, guys, for watching, and have a lovely evening. Good night.